Hey guys, this is Sage Valentine, and this is my review of NBC's The Apprentice Celebrity Edition, Season 14. I'm going to combine these two because it was like episodes 3 and 4 smack dab together. So, what did I think about this entire double episode? This was crazy. Probably crazier than the first episode. If you thought that it was, or the first two episodes, if you thought that it was shocking that Keisha Knight Pulliam went home last night, it was pretty shocking to watch Kevin Jonas go home. Because if anybody should have gone home, it was Geraldo Rivera. Because Geraldo did everything in his power to sabotage Kevin Jonas as project manager, and unfortunately Kevin fell right into the trap. Because, I don't know if you watched the first episode, but if you haven't, this is for you guys. Geraldo basically made the first project all about himself. And he tried to do that with this project, with the Neatology. I believe it's called Neatology. If it's not, then you guys just let me know, but I think it's called Neatology. There's this whole app thing. It was like an organizational app. And it had different components to it, but the key component was something called the Neat Cloud, whereas someone could compile all of their, receipts and things in this cloud to become organized. And unfortunately, in doing this, because they had to do a commercial, for it, Geraldo Rivera felt left out. So he sabotaged the script that Kevin Jonas let him write after pissing him off. He sabotaged the script, left out the Neat Cloud. Lorenzo Lamas somehow missed it, and they lost to the girls. And it was an embarrassing loss because they did a pretty good commercial, but without that Neat Cloud, the executives were not happy. And what was upsetting was the fact that rather than bring in Lorenzo Lamas and Geraldo Rivera, Kevin Jonas decided to bring Geraldo Rivera and Ian Ziering into the boardroom to use Ian Ziering as his, his backup to, support him and to force Donald Trump to get rid of Geraldo Rivera, which I'm not sure. No shade on you, Kevin Jonas, but I have never seen anybody do that. And if they have, they've done it indirectly to do that. But Donald Trump saw through that and kicked out Kevin. Don't even get me started on Geraldo Rivera flipping the script and making it seem like, well, Kevin didn't see it, so Kevin was the project manager, because apparently during this season, it's all about the project managers, not about the people who are messing up. But before I get to episode 4, on the girls' side, Kate Gosselin decided that she wanted to be the project manager and choked big time. After saying all that she said in the first 2 episodes about Keisha Knight Pulliam, choked. So thank goodness for Lisa Gibbons. And Lisa pulled it together, got it together, and they won. Kenya Moore, sad to say, Kenya Moore came in, I think, right when they were doing, the editing process. And Kenya did more than Kate Gosselin did. Kate Gosselin was just like a fish out of water. And I understand that some people in this world are not as technologically, inclined, or they're not tech savvy like most of the younger generation, but I think that common sense would have told her not to take on the role as project manager and something that you're not sure about. But don't get me started though on this whole thing between her and Brandy, because Brandy called her lazy, and she kind of looked lazy during this episode. Just saying, not really doing anything but being worried about them eating. Yeah. Then we get to episode number 4, where, as I said, Gilbert Gottfried went home. What happened was that they had some type of like food thingy called organic food, prepared food line. It's kind of like an organic version of like Weight Watchers or Stouffer's without the whole weight loss issue. It's just about eating right. It was called Ludo or Udo, or probably Ludo. And Terrell Owens became the project manager of Team Vortex, and Vivica A. Fox became the project manager of Team Infinity, the girls. I was surprised they both stepped up. I mean, I thought Vivica was kind of going to sit back a little bit, but when Vivica stepped up, I said, okay. After taking notes in the first couple episodes, she decided, I'm just going to put myself out there and be done with it. But Terrell Owens surprised the hell out of me, because I don't know, I didn't see him as like jumping out this quick. But when he did a pretty good job. But on the girls' side, there's a little tension between Shawn Johnson and Vivica A. Fox. And the reason is because Shawn Johnson, I think Vivica felt some type of way, and the rest of the group probably did after what Shawn said last night in the boardroom about, well, technically, if you go by the show, it wasn't last night, it was like the week before, but I'm just saying from the episode last night when Shawn was just like, she didn't believe in the group. And then they find out this episode 4, that Shawn is dealing with her period. So Vivica's like, okay, well, I'll just, because she said something to Shawn, about tapping her on the shoulder when you need her, because she's going to be kind of spaced out, because she's having her PMS and her period. And I understand. I'm sure many women understand. All of you guys who don't understand, Google it. Endometriosis, all those type of things. Women go through hell during their periods. Hell. So anyway, Shawn became kind of a hindrance during the preparation of everything, because Shawn wasn't feeling good. So they sent her out, with Kate to go get the different things they needed for the presentation, because they had to do this tasting presentation for the executive of the organic food company, Udo, something like that. So for some reason, it took them 6 hours. Now, I know New York traffic is a mother, especially if they were doing this during rush hour, but 6 hours, they must have been probably moving slow, because Shawn, maybe she was having bad cramps or something. But as I said before with Vivica, maybe Vivica was still feeling some type of way after the way that Shawn was acting at the first boardroom. So, and to make a long story short, when it came down to the presentation, the guy's side was pretty good, because everybody had to put together a menu for the tasting for the executives and everything. Well, to make a long story short, everything was cool until Gilbert Gottfried came out and decided to make a joke about, because he was like I think everybody had a different dish, and his was like this sorbet pop type thing. And he came out with this joke saying something along the lines of, oh, every time I look at my children, I'm like, geez, some woman had sex with me. Well, it didn't go over well with the executives. Regardless of how the presentation was, they looked kind of like at him like that. And I was screaming. It was so funny. So we get to the girls' presentation, which seemed to be going well. They were doing this role-playing thing where Vivica A. Fox played Coach Fox or something, or Coach Johnson or something like that. And it just seemed to be going well. And then all of a sudden, the pasta wasn't done. And that was the one thing that Shawn was supposed to do, and it held them back. So when they finally made it to the boardroom, of course, Vivica is going to say, when Trump asks who's the weakest link, Shawn, because everybody else was doing their part. Even Kate was doing her part. Kenya was doing her part, even though to us she was like complaining about something. But everybody was doing their part but Shawn. So Shawn was surprised, and she kind of took it to heart, because Vivica mentioned that Shawn was going through her period. It was easier to mention that Shawn was going through her period than to tell Donald Trump she was being lazy, because that's something he can't stand. And that really would have made her look bad. Now, when it comes to the ladies' days, that was a pass. I'm not saying you get a pass in the business world, but that was kind of a pass. Like Donald Trump was like, I know about it, but I don't know about it. But are you okay? But the girls won by the grace of God, because, like I said, what happened with Gilbert Gottfried, the girls won. So Terrell Owens did the smart thing when it came down to it, and took Geraldo and Gilbert Gottfried to the boardroom. And unfortunately, but see, this time Geraldo met his match, because he couldn't throw Terrell under the bus, because Terrell accepted responsibility, and Terrell allowed him to do basically what he wanted to do. But unfortunately, Gilbert went home, and that one wasn't a big surprise, because once he entered the boardroom and started talking, you could tell that he was tired. He was just sick of being there. And Donald Trump basically just fired him for being inappropriate. And that was about it. So what did I think about both of these episodes? These episodes were awesome, hilarious, and I cannot wait to find out why Vivica A. Fox refers to Kenya as a, quote, toxic trick. I was like, when she says that during one of the promos, I'm screaming. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to rate this video, comment, and subscribe to my brand of crazy. Check me out on Twitter and Google+, Sage Valentine. Don't forget to spread the love and watch all my videos. And if you like what you see, let everybody else know. So until next time, you all take care. Sage Valentine signing off. Bye, guys. Bye.